Well, guess what? We do the intro here all over again. I'm Zach Chapman here, a.k.a. Shaggy. My apologies. Somehow, my Streamlabs didn't have my microphone registered in my settings. So here, I was just talking for, I want to say, probably 2 minutes. And, well, gave you a nice intro that you'll never get to hear, nor possibly believe. But we're here at the USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. And we got a good looking group of drivers here tonight. And USA, one of those racetracks where you're going to get to see guys throw slide jobs for days. I mean, that is how you're going to get it done here at the USA International Speedway. Especially if we don't, maybe get about 5 or 6 more guys to really beat up this racetrack. We'll probably see a dominant line or two, and you'll have to do what you need to do to get in front of that guy. USA, man, definitely one of those places where you expect the slide job. You know you're going to throw them. You know you're going to get them thrown at you. And right now we're watching Eli Murray whip that 5 machine around. Not sure where Eli's from. Doesn't have the location there listed. He can always open up SDK. At SDK. Just Google SDK iRacing. And you'll find the link. You open it up when you're in the race car. It reads all your information and lets you fill out some things if you'd like to. See, like there's Jackson Sutton. He's not on the racetrack, but you can see Fredericktown, Missouri. And who's got it filled out? Let's see. Everybody, I think. So Nick, actually, all alone. Nick Larry in a practice room all by himself. Just over that. Logan has that thing sailing through 3 and 4. I mean, that thing is on rails. Looked good. We'll have to see if he likes it. Maybe doing qualifying runs, pulls it off, dips right back into the pits, or possibly maybe a driver's meeting going on right now. You never really know in the virtual world. A little over 5 minutes left. They're probably waiting to see if they can get a couple more guys. And like I say, if they can't, I mean, these guys know it as well as I do. It's important to put a lot of laps in if they can't get. I mean, the most laps anybody has right now, according to my SDK, is 13 laps for Rick Mayne. Second closest Logan with 11, and nobody else is over 10. So not a lot of laps on the racetrack. Driver's going to have to do a lot of work here to kind of dirty this thing up, dust it up, make it a little easier on yourselves. Let's see here. Do we have... No, it says Eli's out. It doesn't look like he's out. Looks like he's sitting in his pit road stall. Maybe he... you can see him backing up now. Maybe it didn't like where he was. Told me he was getting ready to leave. Now he's getting ready to leave. Driver's meeting may be over. Joseph Groom following suit right behind him in that 11 machine. I imagine the JGR is Joseph Groom Racing. But, I'm not willing to step out on the limb. I may have said Grimm, too. Oh, there it says it's Groom. I was looking at the Man in P2, the 91. We've got a Grimm and a Groom. So what are you going to do? I'm doomed. They want to have similar names do me in like this. Let's see. Is Nick out on the racetrack once again? He is. Let's check out Nick Larry here. Got another friend now, Joseph Johnson, in that lucky number 13. As he pulls out behind. Look at Nick. I mean, he's got that thing set up through 3 and 4 on rails. These guys right now loving the grip this racetrack has, but you're going to love it when you're by yourself. You know, when you're out there trying to put a pass down, everybody else is going to feel like Superman too. So it's going to be a lot harder to get the pass. That's why these guys, I'm sure, are really taking this serious, trying to beat up the racetrack as much as they can. But there we're seeing another 2-lap qualifying stint as I tried to click Joseph Johnson, but he jumped up a spot, moved away from where I had my clicker on the mouse. Oh, hard into the outside wall. He's going to need to tow that thing. He loses a tire. May have lost a little more than that. Find this 11 machine. He's running right behind Dylan Berg in the 14. Dylan just suffered some right front damage. Going to pull that thing down to the inside. Call her a night there with that ride. Go in there, refresh it, get a new set of wheels. Go out here and do the dance one more time. It's the JGR11 trying to move the rails up a little bit. You see him doing his best to widen out 3 and 4, but right now he's solo. But man, he really drove her in there to 1. Gonna let it float up off of 2. Let's see where he is as he enters 3. Gonna do it on the bottom. Slides up a little higher than he maybe would have liked to. But you gotta experiment. You gotta have guys willing to do that if you want to widen this racetrack, especially like I say, right now only 9 drivers. With a time in, we have 12 in the session. Don't know, I think 1 or 2 are admins. So we'll see what happens there, but see Joseph coming back out there. Let's see. Nick out there. No, Nick sitting in the pits. We do have the 13 machine. Joe Johnson pulling back out there. And the sound of that 410 just hauling out of the pits. Nothing sounds quite like it. Especially, man, I tell all you guys, Central PA boy here. Surrounded by dirt tracks, there's just something, man, about that smell. Sliding rubber, burning fuel. The sound of a 410 motor. Is Joe going to pull it off the racetrack? And we'll hop on over to the other Joe, Joseph Johnson in the 11. And all this going on, not a lot of time. You see that timer, 15 seconds until it's go time. So I don't know if we're, maybe doing any last-minute tweaks this late. I would highly doubt it. You're probably just experimenting with what you have. You're going to see if you can go figure it out and get it done as the checkered flag waves on warm-ups. We get ready to go. Qualifying here at the USA International Speedway. Let's see who pulls out on the racetrack first. Looking like it's going to be the driver of the 5, Eli Murray. See if he hikes that thing up against the wall in 3 and 4. He does. You want to carry as much speed as you can to the line. And Murray drives it down into 1. Going to look to stick it on the bottom. Floats up a little bit. Tries to catch the cushion. Maybe doesn't go up as high as he would have liked. It's a little loose coming off a 1. Now he sticks it on the bottom. Tries to plant it. Slides up. Catches the cushion. Eli Murray going to be quick time by default. First man to put a lap in 1952. Let's see what Dylan Berg's going to do as he crosses the line. Dylan Berg was purple, sector 2, but Logan Trimmer, purple. That's the quick man in the 45. Quick time for Logan Trimmer. Almost a quarter of a second there over the 14 of Berg as Logan rolls the bottom through 3 and 4. He was slower through sector 1, slower through sector 2. Not going to find any improvement, but so far doesn't need it at the top of the charts with 4 guys putting in laps. Let's see Joseph Groom here. He's on lap number 1. Let's see what the 11 does. Rolling off at 2. Pretty straight. We didn't see the beginning of 1 and 2, but looked like he carried a lot of speed there. Maybe didn't like it, though. Going to go back up to the top. Diamond off. Carry as much speed as he can. And Groom's time at the line. Going to be 7 out of 7 guys as Rick Mayne comes across. P2, Joe Johnson. Oh, Joe Johnson parks that 13 on the top step. Blows Logan out of the water. 0.2 of a second in that 13. Not going to find improvement on the second lap. Doesn't need it. Going to cut it short here, actually. Pull it off. Give a clap there for the 13 of Joe Johnson. Hell of a lap. 8 guys have put in a time. Landon Cardoza has yet to put in a time. Not sure if we'll see him put in a time. I wouldn't think so. As we click it over to the time, only 20 seconds. Wouldn't even have the time to get it in, so I have to see. And remember, I know a lot of people scroll through my channel every now and then, man. This is a series where they don't really put up with any BS, man. Haven't seen guys really taking each other out. You got to run clean if you want to stay, and every feature pays. Every race you win, $20, and that's real money. Cold hard. I mean, they'll send it to you. Champion gets 50, I want to say, for the season. So, if you're not here, you're missing out. If you're a ShaggyTV viewer, make sure you get in touch with these boys and try to get a little piece of this pie as we take a look at the starting grid for your one and only heat race. But this is how we'll set, or this is what we'll set the feature lineup. Landon Cardoza rounds out the field in the Blackjack 21 machine. Row 4 to the high side, the 5 of Eli Murray. To the low side, the 43 of Nick Larry. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 91 of Matt Grimm. To the inside, the 14 of Dylan Berg. Row 2 to the high side, the popsicle sticks of Joseph Groom. To the inside, the real deal in the 187, Rick Mayne. Row 1 for your one and only heat race here for the SCRA 410 sprint cars. To the high side, the 45 of Logan Trimmer. And starting on the pole, the 13 of Joe Johnson. Let me know who you got if you're out there watching. You put the gun to my head. It'd be tough to not take Joe Johnson. I mean, after that qualifying time, is it a one-lap wonder? As I have the hiccups. Oh! Logan Trimmer almost gets in the outside wall there, doing a wheelie wild ride there for Logan. Able to bring it back in line. But that could have been a costly mistake. I mentioned it's not going to be super easy to pass, so you don't want to dig yourself in a hole here and possibly take yourself out before this thing even goes green. As Joe and Logan roll side by side into 3 for the final time, the green flag set to wave. As they roll off of 4, you see that pace truck dive off. The green flag's high. It's ready to fly. We've got 8 laps to play in the clay at the USA International Speedway. Great jump there by the 13 of Joe Johnson. He is gone. Battle him for second. As Rick Mayne tries to look to the inside here, but couldn't. Falls back in line. Now they kind of string out here, battling for 4th. Dylan Berg feeling the pressure from Larry, but he gets a big run off of 4, and now all of a sudden, Joseph Groom now on the inside gets around Dylan Berg. And man, I thought Dylan was going to be able to get a run on Ricky there, but he lost it. Going to lose a spot now with 6 laps to go. Dylan Berg finds himself in P5. That lucky number 13 all alone out front, man. Nobody wants to hang out with this guy. It's like he's got the chicken pox. He is gone 1 second out front. Rick Mayne tried to throw a slide job, but it gets countered back here by the 45. Let's see, Logan, does he plant it on the bottom? Couldn't grow the root, slides up, and now can Rick Mayne come back with a piece? Doesn't look like it. 4 laps to play, Rick Mayne. Oh! Big shot, big contact, violent. And Eli Murray gonna roll around the sitting of Logan Trimmer. Logan, man, oh man, he may not be happy with that one, but what are you gonna do? We're over halfway, only 3 to play. Joe Johnson out front by a long shot here, a country mile over that 187 as we see 2 sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. Single file here around the racetrack. Nick Larry rolling that 43 machine up on the top side where he feels comfortable. Can he reel in the 91 of Matt Grimm? We'll see. He looks to the bottom. Matt goes up top. Good run off. And Matt Grimm looking to extend, hold on to P5 for the moment as the white flag waves. Final time here through 3 and 4 for the lucky number 13 as Joseph Johnson drove off. Going to win by 2 seconds here. Winner of heat race number 1, followed by Rick Mayne, Joseph Groom, Dylan Berg, Matt Grimm, Nick Larry, Eli Murray, and Logan Trimmer rounds out the field of those guys who did race. Landon Cardoza, well, he's in the room, but, you know, wasn't here. Maybe he wants to do a little back row challenge. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long the guys decide to play here in warm-ups before we go racing, but you know the deal. I'll mute my mic. I'm close enough. Anything happens, we'll be here. We'll see what happens. But make sure you stick around for a little SCRA 410 sprint car action. Right now, Rick Mayne at the top of the charts. Logan Trimmer, the man, maybe not too happy with Rick Mayne after the contact. He's right now currently 4th. Have to see if Logan can race his way back up in this thing, get himself involved in the outcome. Still plenty of time to go beat up this track. I imagine they'll continue to do so. Try to get this thing a little more racy. Like I say, you know, you're going to go fast. Like, it's racy in that aspect, but when it's the one groove, and this is no shot at Rick, I don't mean to keep picking on him, but, you know, that's what's going to happen. You'll see guys try to stick that slide job in there, and if the guy up top just has enough grip that he can drive it in deep, too, you're not going to be able to send it in front of him, and just going to make it hard here. So the more laps we get on the racetrack, the more racy it will be. And Joseph Johnson Just ran an 18.73. Takes the quick time here at warm-ups for the moment. See, actually, let's find Matt Grimm here. Go around a lap with the man. I mean, it's like the Cars movie. You got to turn right to go straight. Or, I mean, turn right to go left sometimes. You see him just sawing that wheel back to the right, trying to drive it with the throttle. You can hear when he gooses it up how it kind of bites. We'll hop over with Top Dog Joe Johnson, really getting to the inside, trying to use as much of that curve as he can. Lots of grip down there on the bottom when you exit. And if you can go down there and use it, really get that left rear on the tack, you're going to get a lot of power out of that. That's where you get the launch. He is just trying to work those left sides down in it. And, man, not easy to do at all. Let's see here. Let's go on the nose. See how close he gets. Now he's going to go up top. Don't want to give the secrets away. All right, Joe, I understand. Joseph Groom back here in the 11 machine. He's being trailed by Dylan Berg and that Hinkle Holmes, number 14. Dylan, one of those guys, always, man, you always got to keep an eye out on him in the 360s. You know, broadcasting these 410s, it's a little newer scene to me. So I'm not too sure. Well, we found out pretty fast. This is one of the guys to watch in a 410. I mean, Joseph Johnson, he's been fast every week. Landon Cardoza, obviously pretty dang good, but not here tonight, it doesn't look like. Hopefully everything good there with the Blackjack machine. Rick Main, another guy, always good in the 360s. Saw him do a little bit on 360 Knoxville Nationals last night. I told Robbie next time he does that, better ask me to do it if they hit him up to do that next year. He said, Robbie, I better be your dang second man on the call. I didn't know Robbie knew I was open to doing stuff like that with him because, he doesn't know if I have an ego or not, I don't think. And he worked with me once for a coast-to-coast charity race. And, man, that guy, he's the voice of Cornwall Motor Speedway, and I can't remember the other one. Man, Countdown clock is on. About a minute to go before we get set to go racing here. It's looking like we're going to have 8 drivers doing the dance. Landon Cardoza yet to put in a time. He didn't qualify. Didn't come out for the heat race, so not too sure if the man's here or not. And, man, that leaves some money for the rest of the gang here tonight. Have to see who can take advantage, who's going to bring home podiums here in Lakeland, Florida. Joseph Johnson at the top of the charts. Matt Grimm second. Rick Mayne third. Dylan Berg fourth. Logan Trimmer fifth. It's another thing, too. I don't see it registering, but I'm warning you. You're hearing motorcycles in the background. Bike week in Gettysburg. Oh, man. Motorcycles take over my town 1 week a year. And it's loud as heck, so my apologies if that is coming through in the background. As the clock strikes 0, checkered flag waves. Warm-ups come to a close, and we get ready to take a look at tonight's SCRA 410 feature starting lineup at the USA International Speedway. Landon Cardoza is going to be listed by himself there, row 5. Not too sure if he's making the show. Row 4 to the outside, the 45 of Logan Trimmer, to the inside, the 5 of Eli Murray. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 43 of Nick Larry, to the inside, the 91 of Matt Grimm. Row 2 to the high side, the Iceberg, Dylan Berg, to the inside, the popsicle sticks of Joseph Groom. Row 1 for your SCRA 410 feature here at the USA International Speedway, to the outside, the 187 of the real deal, Rick Mayne. And starting on the pole, the lucky number 13 of JJ Joseph Johnson. A nice little look here. These guys, before they get ready to roll off. No Landon, as I assumed here. Only the 8 guys. Rick Mayne has a penalty, I assume, for the contact in the heat. He's going to the high side, so that's going to move everybody up a row on that top shelf. And now all of a sudden, Rick Mayne going to twiddle his thumbs here in the back of the field. And Dylan Berg going to see what he can do in that 14 machine on the high side. Try to maybe find a little something here. Maybe steal an early spot from the 13, who we know is super fast, man. I mean, quickest guy in warm-ups. Drove away from the field in the heat race, so you don't want to let the leash get too loose on that 13 if you're the driver. Or I mean on the 13, sorry. Confused there because 13 and 14 are right beside each other. Dylan Berg being in that 14. Rick and Dylan, they may be teammates. I don't know that for sure, but I know they're pretty good friends. So if Rick was going to have a penalty, probably nobody he'd rather hand the keys over to than the man in the 14. We get set to go play 30 laps here at the USA International Speedway as the pace truck pulls off. Green flag waves. We're underway. Great jump there for the lucky 13. Dylan Berg gets lost in the sauce there on the high side through 1 and 2. Going to go from 2nd to 5th here. This is the 45 of Logan Trimmer. He drives back around. Logan, remember, involved in that contact with Rick May. Now Logan, oh, he gets run up in the outside wall. No caution flag just yet. Logan waiting for one, not getting one. Caution flag flies. Logan gets a run on the outside here, and I believe it's the 11 of Joseph Groom floats up the racetrack. And yeah, car high. Nothing Logan could do at that point, already committed. And down to the inside wall, loops it around. Caution flag flies. He's going to try to pull it in. Get a quick repair possibly done. But man, it has been a rough night for the 45 of Logan Trimmer. He is going to be yelling at the guy who does the wrap on that thing. He said, when the hell did you decide to put a bullseye on here and not let me know about it? Because they are out to get him this evening. As the checkered flag comes to a stall there. Still not one to green. Lights stay on. Do another loop or two around the racetrack here. Got to think, this may be a rare caution here tonight. Not a lot of guys. I think they get the one quick repair, so two of them. I mean, the 11 had came down pit road. Logan Trimmer definitely needed to use his there, losing the front wing on that thing. So he's going to have to be patient. Can't drive through maybe as aggressive as he'd like. I know he's got speed in that 45. But he's going to need some help now. You know, you gotta do it slow. You got to do it the right way. You can't drive over your head, get caught up in something else. But at the same time, if you drive too cautious, that guy's going to walk away with this thing. You can't let that 13 get that far out front, or they are going to make you pay. We roll down the backstretch here for the final time. The lights are off on the pace truck. So we'll get ready to go dance here at the USA International Speedway. Should be on lap 3 possibly when we take the green flag. We'll see the overlay kind of reset itself. I don't think we may be on lap 4. I don't think we had gotten 3 in, but either way, we're back and underway. Time to play Rick Main. Getting a little loose down there on the bottom in that 187, and now we see the 91 in the outside wall, and I didn't think we were going to get many cautions tonight. Looks like I jinxed us. Matt Grimm gets in the outside wall, and we are back under caution. This is a tough break here for the 11 because now he gets caught up in this thing, or the 5, excuse me, of Eli Murray. Okay, I thought it was the 11. I mean, it's still a tough break. You don't want to be involved. Is there contact with Dillenberg on entry here? Maybe a little bit. Not enough to, I wouldn't think, really upset the car, but maybe Matt Grimm was worried here, so kind of rotated in a little late when he saw Dylan go down and kind of overdid it. Just will get the right rear in the outside wall. And this is where the 5 machine, he kind of becomes the next victim. The 91 comes down off the wall, and big contact for the 5 of Eli Murray. He goes up and over. And that leads us to our second caution here. Joseph Johnson, the man out front. Dylan Berg, P2. Nick Larry hanging out 3rd. Nick started 6th, already up 3 spots here. He's just been picking them up as the flies are dropping. Rick Main started, well, really last after the EOL. So, run that man off in 8th. He's listed as starting 2nd, but that didn't happen. Not too sure what we're doing down here through the grass. Just, maybe Trying to clean off the tires. Who knows what the tricks are these guys using. As the lights are off, though, we should get ready to go back racing this time by. It looks like single file. Here, want them to get some racing laps in. This is, you know, when the mom yells at the kid in the grocery store, says, if you don't cut that, you know what, out. You ain't getting the freaking gum at the register. You cut your ass. I want to see some green flag. And we're back underway here at the USA International Speedway. I mean, Joseph absolutely lights out on these starts. But the battle on here, Dylan Berg up to second for the moment. Nick Larry, though, trying to get a little piece of the action. He goes low. That allows Rick Mayne to cut a rug on the outside here, trying to move and groove. Back behind the 11 of Joseph Groom. He loses 2. It's dropped in the middle, 3 wide. They split him. Now Nick Larry back on the bottom, still hunting, trying to move up the P2, but he's going to lose the spot to Rick Mayne. Give it to the 187 at the line, who cuts down aggressive. Thinks about throwing a slide job. Can't do it yet, though. Lot of speed coming down the backstretch. Does he do it here? Rick Mayne up to P2. The real deal. Wasting no time. Started in the back up to second. But a long way behind this man in Dylan Berg. Maybe swinging back for a little more. As here comes Logan Trimmer. High, wide, and handsome in that 45. Not sure if the cameraman had a seizure there. That was pretty wild, but we got her back underway. Gonna look to the bottom here. Logan Trimmer trying to put the pressure on Dylan Berg. They're side by side as we enter 3. Logan Trimmer on the bottom. Pulls even going down the front stretch. Give it to the 45 of Logan Trimmer. Right behind that man who maybe got into the back of him, punted him in the heat race. Does Logan remember? Or is he the goldfish? You know, did he forget and he's just out there flowing with the waters? We've got 21 left on the clock. Lots of time left to play at the USA International Speedway. Joseph Groom here kind of bringing up the back of this front pack. We have Eli Murray back here in 8th. He's the tail end, but not too sure what happened to Eli. A bit off the pace, and you can see half a lap down here. Not in jeopardy of going a lap down just yet, but if Joseph Johnson has his way, he's going to be to the back end of that 5 machine as quick as he can. Joseph Johnson, 19 left to play. Dylan Berg hanging out in 4th. See Matt Grimm kind of reeling him in the 91. Trying to move up inside the top 4. Grimm to the bottom through 3, looking to find some tack. Did he find it? Not just yet. Loses the rear end. But not going to go away just yet. The 91 to the bottom through 1 and 2. What can he do? Good run. Now here's where it's been tricky. Does he think about a slide job? No, the 91 going to stay planted on the bottom. Can't do it. Loses the rear end. And Dylan Berg going to hold on as Logan Trimmer watches the 187 get in the outside wall. Rick Mayne finally gets it out, but the damage is done. Falls back to 3rd. And Logan Trimmer up to 2nd here as Rick Mayne in the wall once again. Pulls it out here. He's got 2 guys coming up behind him quick. The 187 needs to try to medicate himself here. Soothe what's going on as the 91 of Grimm finally gets by Dylan Berg. But Matt wants a little more here. He'd like a taste of the podium. We're halfway, 15 to play. Joe all alone out front. We go back to this battle for 3rd and 4th. Rick Mayne holding on to 3rd for the moment, but 4th, man, who knows who wants this thing? I mean, out of nowhere, Nick Larry This 43 ready to dance, trying to look underneath that 14 machine at Dylan Berg. Rick Main with a little bit of a hiccup there. Couldn't tell if he clipped the inside wall. Goes around, caution flag waves for the third time. So Rick just goes in here, goes over the grass, it looks like, upsets the race car. Yeah, you can see he just straightened it out. Kind of lost it there, just locks it up, goes around in front of Dylan. And the gang, and Rick Main almost got clobbered there. Going to pull her down pit road. I'm sure he had some damage on that right front from getting in the wall those couple laps. Definitely didn't do that man any favors. Should have 13 laps to go when we take the green flag here. See if that's a sign here for the 13. That he's going to hold this thing off, or if maybe breathes a little life into that 45. Who's just absolutely had his hands full tonight and finds himself P2 when the pay window's starting to open. I mean, they're putting the money in the envelopes. They didn't write names on them yet. Logan, man, he can smell it. Wants some of the green, and going to see if he can't get a little piece of it. As the boys go back down low here on the front stretch. I mean, not that it would matter if that was a beer, because I'm an adult. I noticed I didn't mute myself for that. My apologies. But it's not. Anybody who watches me regularly, I am a Pepsi fiend. And, maybe you can tell by the voice, I'm a big guy. I've always been a big fatty. I'm telling you, it is not because I eat a lot. It is because I will drink a liter of soda a day. It is my medicine. It's what keeps me going. I love soda. And I've given up all sorts of things. Cigarettes. After smoking them for a long time, 10 plus years, all sorts of stuff. Do not ask me to give up my caffeine. As the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. We're back underway at the USA International Speedway. Trimmer to the high side, Matt Grimm on the bottom, trying to go the shorter way around before they're up the full song. Can't get it to work. Now Logan in the outside wall. Man, he almost yanked it back down. Did a good job, though, of keeping it up top. And now Nick Larry, he thought about getting a little piece there. He's got to hit the binders. As Logan gets the door slammed in his face by Matt Grimm and Dylan Berg now. Thinking about getting a run on the outside, or was that to allow the 187 to the bottom? Rick Main as Logan Trimmer loses a spot to Nick Larry. Nick Larry, move him up into the top three there, bottom step of the podium, looking for a little more. As Joe Johnson out front all by himself. The battle is on here for the podium. Matt Grimm in the outside wall. Able to get it out, keep it straight, but he loses 3 spots. Logan Trimmer back on the podium, and Rick Main now to the bottom. We saw these guys make contact in the heat race. Will we see fireworks one more time? 9 laps to go this time by as we're under a third left here in the race. Dylan Berg in the outside wall. He's able to straighten it up. Thought we may get a caution there, but we keep rolling. Rick Main moves up into third. He completes the slide job. Oh, boy. Matt Grimm got the door slammed shut in his face. We're 3 wide for third. Grimm got us float up here. He's going to try to come back. Rick Main with a slide job. Logan Trimmer, crossover. Back underneath out of 2. They're even going into 3. Check that. Logan slides up before they get there. Now Rick tries to come back underneath. They're side by side. Give it to Rick Main at the line. But Joseph Johnson all alone out front. Nick Larry's been able to get into his own little groove here in P2. Can Rick Mayne reel in the 43 of Nick Larry? Or is he out of time here? Logan Trimmer in the outside wall one more time. He falls back from 4th to 5th. And boy, oh boy, it has not been nice here. Guys getting stuck in that wall. Rolling through 3 and 4. Must not be much of a cushion up there. Nothing helping these guys find grip. 5 laps to go for the man out front, Joseph Johnson, who is just, that clean white machine just having his own way. Let's find Nick Larry. He's 2.5 seconds back. That is a lifetime in dirt racing. And Joe going to be feeling pretty good about himself after this one. Is Matt Grimm here trying to get himself back on the podium. Remember, top 3 pay. So Matt Grimm wants to get his fingers in the community wallet, I guess we can call it. But right now struggling to find grip off the outside of 4. And with only 3 laps to go, not a lot of time. But the 2 in front of him inching closer together. This could get interesting. If Rick and Nick start battling hard here with 2 to go, that could bring the other 2 drivers into the fold as Joseph Johnson, 3 seconds up the road, about to roll into 3 and 4 and see that white flag, but Rick Mayne all over the back of the 43 of Nick Larry, but the white flag waves. 1 lap to go for the 13 of Joe Johnson. Started up front, couldn't have done any better. Just rode off into the moonlight here in Florida. Final time through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Joe Johnson brings home the money here at the USA International Speedway. Nick Larry, P2. Rick Mayne, 3rd, rounding out the podium. Matt Grimm, 4th, and Logan Trimmer rounds out the top 5. Give these guys a minute or 2 to catch their breath here. We'll see if we can't get a word. See if we can maybe find him, hunt him down. We'll see where that 187 is, the real deal, Rick Mayne. See, I think we've got 2nd place. Give Rick a little more time here. Hey, Rick, long time no speak, brother. How we feeling? You got slapped on the wrist there. You got the penalty starting in the back of the feature, but raced that thing up to the front, man, and got yourself on the podium. You got to feel good, right?
Just mad at myself over that one, to be honest. We had a fast car and just, silly in the, in the heat race, and then couldn't get the car out of the wall. It was glued to the fence.
Yeah, you weren't the only one doing that, though, in 3 and 4. What was so hard about that tonight, man? It's one thing if it's just you getting killed over and over again, but I saw that to happen to everybody except that 13 tonight. What was so tricky about 3 and 4?
Yeah, it was pre-gen cushion, so it was really thin. With the car count, we opted to just pre-gen, so it wasn't a tacky follow the leader track. And with that comes its own hurdles, and it just happened to be a razor thin cushion, and you had to just hit it right. And I haven't ran enough 410's here lately, and it took me a while to kind of get my throttle under control there, and I just was plowing the fence trying to run it like I was at 360.
Well, speaking of, man, you made that Knoxville show last night. I saw. Good job. That was quite a field of cars, man. How'd it feel to run in that thing last night?
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's probably the highlight of my short iRacing career here. So I was really stoked just to make that race, and I feel like we had a top 10 car. Just I was at the wrong place, wrong time in that one, and yeah, man, I real happy about that.
I told Robbie next year, damn it, when they do it, he better have me on the call with him. I want to do it with him. But congratulations on a great run tonight, Rick. Top 3, man. That's in the money, and keeps yourself in that point contention. So great job. You got anybody you want to thank before we get out of here?
Yeah, just all the guys at Horizon, Aiden with RTB building our stuff, and my guys at Hinkle Homes, Highline Cinematography, Metcalf Cinematography, just all our guys that help us. And want to congrats, Joseph on the win. I didn't kill him this week, so that's a win in my book. My car's been glued to his, it seems like, here lately. So I got away. I killed Logan, so I got to apologize to him. But at least I didn't kill Joseph this week.
Well, hey, man, you got to start somewhere, right? I look forward to talking to you later in the week, man. Good run tonight.
Hey, thanks, brother.
Rick Main coming on P3. Now we're going to bring up the man who finished second, Nick Larry. Nick, pretty good run for you here, man. I mean, you kind of snuck through the field just picking your way off, but at the end, man, you had a lot of speed in this 43. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, we found a little bit of a line in 3 and 4 when the yellow came out. It felt pretty good, but just there at the end, I felt like I was losing all my speed, and luckily we still held on to second though.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like you probably a little less than the guys around you, but so you have a couple hiccups there in 3 and 4. What was so difficult, man, about that set of corners tonight? I've never seen guys struggle as much as they did tonight here through 3 and 4.
The bottom was really slick, and it gets slick right through the middle, but just a little bit off the bottom, it wasn't bad. I didn't really get up there to the top, but I'm assuming it was pretty good because they were catching me on it though.
Yeah, real thin cushion, man. It was a tightrope act up there, and you proved if you could do the dance on the bottom, man, you could be basically just as fast and worked your way up to P2. Hell of a run, man. 6th to 2nd. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, Cadenberry Motorsports, Royals Graphics, Metcalf Cinematography, and all my other sponsors, and especially John for putting on this league, even though we didn't get too many cars, but it was still pretty fun.
I picked Caden for that win last night. I wish I could have placed a bet somewhere. He was a shoe-in for that Knoxville race. That was a good one to watch.
Yep.
Well, hey, congratulations, Nick. Hopefully I'm talking to you again soon, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nick Larry bringing home P2. And now we're going to bring up the man who, well, survived, as Rick Main put it. He didn't fence you this week, so you stood a chance. And, Joe, man, you drove off with this. How do you feel?
Yeah, it was good. Can't thank Aiden Bearline with RTB setups enough.
Yeah, I mean,
to say about it.
no, really, there's not. I mean, you got out to a point where it seemed like about 3 laps in, you'd get out to about a second and a half up front. And did you kind of just take it easy when you'd get a gap, or were you just hammer down the whole time?
No, I was taking it easy there for a little bit. On that restart with Logan behind me, I kind of got a little worried, and then I don't know what happened to him, but he wrecked or whatever happened, and then I had a big gap. And yeah, I kind of backed down from there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you having success in warm-ups especially. I didn't watch you too much in the race because you just destroyed everybody, but you were doing a good job of using that, the grass curbing there through 3 and 4 to kind of rotate the car. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you use that to do that? I mean, you're probably going to be better at it than I am.
Yeah, you just kind of lean your left front on the inside a little bit. It helps rotate it just that tad enough to get around the corner and exit down on the bottom in the tack.
Well, man, I mean, you could see you were doing it to a T tonight. I mean, smooth as silk, and you were waiting until you'd get that left rear in the tack coming down the straightaways to really punch this thing. And, man, you had speed, drove off from the gang. Almost 3 seconds. Congratulations on the big win, brother. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, Aiden Bearline, RTB Setups, and John for putting this on.
Well, hey, man, hopefully I'm talking to you next week. Give him hell, Joe.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Joseph Johnson bringing home the win and the money here at the USA International Speedway. as we get ready to step away here. I give you the rundown. I'm Zach Chapman, thanking you for tuning in to the SCRA 410's, and we'll be back live next Thursday, 9 o'clock Eastern. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show. Have a good night.